Hello Aries, and welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is your full moon reading for June 24th of 2021. So that covers, the 24th and I think it's about 2 weeks or so after the full moon. So what does this June full moon mean? So I am not an astrologer or astronomer in any way, and I am not the expert, but I did consult with a few on, just online. I Googled and I compiled what they're all saying. And so this new moon relates to good fortune, relates to optimism and generosity. So sounding really positive, right? It's also about success and ambition and being really, really honest. And it's about developing your spirituality. So that's also really positive. When we develop our spirituality, we become more real, more authentic, more ourselves. And, that helps us believe more in the relationships that we have, because then we know that the people around us can see our true self, and that's who they want to actually be around, that we're not projecting anything false. And so we know that they truly love us, the true us that there is. So this full moon, excuse me, is also about finding a balance, creating a balance between career and family. So we're invited to express our feelings carefully, right? They're sometimes pretty raw. They're sometimes pretty new. We don't really know those feelings yet. We're only just discovering them. And so be a little cautious, even, saying them out loud to ourselves only for the first little bit. So it is definitely a time to work on our relationships and the health of them and making them better. Okay, so this is a general reading. And so as such, some of it may not resonate for you. That's totally fine. Sorry, I just shook my camera. Take what resonates and leave the rest for somebody else. Okay. Wow, this is looking really good. So, to do with this full moon energy, working on relationships and creating the family balance, all those things. So this is to do with the feminine in your life. And so the feminine, they tend to be, not always obviously, but tend to be the caregivers, the nurturers, the ones who teach us our core family values, right? Obviously, the masculine has a part in that as well, but it's usually attributed to the feminine. And so think about your relationships with your mother, your wife, your sister, your daughter. How do you want that to be? And do you have to work on anything to heal it, to make it easier, to make it everything more receptive for both of you, right? So that both of you can find value, positive value, in that relationship. So let me just feel into this a little bit more. So this feels like, a warm hug right around my heart. And this is what you want to receive as well as to give with all the women in your life. So, it says mother, wife, sister, daughter. In reality, every woman in your life holds one of those roles, whether it's a formal, world acknowledged role or not. And, the actual blood relation has much less to do with it than the relationship does, right? So if there's anything there that you feel could benefit from healing that, it's time to work on that. So they're showing me, like, the very basis of it, have more communication and be very, very honest in your communication. Whatever you know now about interactions between you in the past that you didn't know then, communicate that and be very honest about it. And taking full responsibility for your own role is what they're showing me. And so in many, many cases, this relationship can be mended, can be healed, can be full out, So now I'm being shown that some of you already have relationships like that. And oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. The picture is just amazing. It glows. It glows as the two of you are heart close to each other. That is the, wow, the best. That's the best. Okay, so let's keep going here. So it's time to break it down. Get life a little bit simpler. Get rid of some clutter. Have a yard sale. Maybe donate some stuff, whatever. You don't need all that stuff around you. It's the perfect time of year to do that. Everybody else, wants, number one, to trade up some stuff, you know what I mean? And as you get rid of your clutter, that makes room for some new, fresh, sparkly energy. Even if the product or whatever that you replace it with is not brand new to you, it's okay. It's still new energy in your home, and you can clear it, and it feels really good to you to have that new thing. Now, the angels are saying, be careful. Like, when you're decluttering, you're clearing out stuff, you're making some space. You don't want to just mindlessly refill all the space, right? This is a very mindful thing, and it feels so good to clear out the stuff, get the dust out of the corners, and realize exactly what you have and whether you need it, and then choose to get rid of lots of it, they hope. And so that creates more flow. Makes it so that new ideas even can come to you, new money can come to you, because it just creates space. That's beautiful. Okay, so whatever it is that you are asking for, that you've been wanting, you've been praying for, you've been hoping will come about, you're trying to manifest, the help is ready there for you. You need to just now step out of the way and allow it to come. So sometimes this takes the form of, neighbors or friends or other people, sometimes total strangers, offering you help in various ways. And so now it's up to you to accept it. Learn how to say yes. And that's a really difficult lesson for some people, some of the time, right? We kind of feel like we have to do it all on our own, that if we ask for and receive help that we've failed, or that it's not all ours anymore, or something about that. It's just not true. That's an old belief system that is no longer serving you. Get rid of that and accept the help. So sometimes the help comes along, kind of boom, unexpectedly from a totally different source that you didn't even think of. More often, it comes from the people around you, right? And so being willing to accept that help is really a key thing. We can't all be givers all the time, because then who's there to receive? It just doesn't work, right? So allowing yourself to receive that help is really a key part to creating balance in your life. So some of you are self-employed, or you want to be self-employed. Now is a really great time to do that. It's a really fertile time. And so the new ideas are really, really, it's perfect. So get your ideas going, get started on creating. Even if you're only at step 1, get going on it. Do step 1, get it so that step 2 is lining up. And if you're on step 50 already, you got it made, man. Like, stay with the course. Keep going with it, and you have so many opportunities to really, really create success for yourself. And so this is beautiful. What else do they want to say about that? It just feels it feels like a renewal time. So for some of you, you're already self-employed and have been for quite a while. Good. Now get back in there with a little scrub brush and clear out the stuff that didn't work or isn't working. Make sure that your business is sparkly clean, energetically, as well as if you have a physical space, make sure it's all clean. Yeah, getting the cobwebs out. You know how that old saying? And you have just such opportunity here, especially the more you want to keep it fresh and you want to keep things flowing. Like the water in the ocean here is always flowing, right? Always changing up, creating new. That's a really, really beautiful thing, a beautiful way to have your business is by always being fresh and new. Yeah, perfect. And so the fertility comes right along with that. It makes it really abundant. And so this is not all about business, of course. So fertility, some of you are trying to increase your family, and now is a really great time. So even if you've been trying for a while, it's just around the corner, or it's already just happened, something like that. That's how they're showing me. Lots of new life, lots of definitely babies, you know. And it feels really good. Like everyone is just feels so content, even in amongst some fatigue and some, brain strain, things like that. It just feels really good. There's a contentment, absolute, in this feel. Wow, what a great reading for you here so far, Aries. And so here we have your magic. You see the star here? This is all the good stuff coming right to you, right? So you are the creator of that. And that's what they really want to point out at this time for this thing, that you're the creator. You're the one that determines how your life goes. By, all of us at all times, we're using the law of attraction. It's just like gravity. It's always working. We can't stop it. And so working your magic means that you are aware of what your thoughts are. And so then you're, as much as you individually are that it's possible for you, you are controlling those thoughts and keeping them on the upside, right? And so understanding that when you think the negative things like, oh, I'm not good enough, or I can't accomplish that, or, whatever it might be, that's what you're creating. Okay, so sorry about that. I had to stop and cough for a second. I have these allergies that are catching in my throat all the time. So being aware that whether you're thinking in a negative way or whether you're thinking in a positive way, that's what you're creating, that's what you're bringing to you. So so creating the focus to be able to control your thoughts is a whole skill all on its own. And so learning, there's lots of help available. Go online and like it's meditation, or it's creating focus, or whatever, however it feels to you. Look that up and see who's available to assist you with doing that, because there's a lot of help out there to help you create your focus and develop it, right? Like it's like a muscle, you have to use it or you lose it, right? And so the more you focus on what you want, the more you're going to bring it to you. And this totally is magic. Yes, it feels like it, it feels like magic, but in reality, it is the law of attraction that's working for us, right? Okay, what a fabulous reading. Okay, so let's take one card here from the daily guidance from your angels cards. And let's just see. Oh, that's not it. This was the very first deck that I ever bought, used. Opportunity to forgive. So, what your angels want you to know about this is that the only forgiveness truly necessary is self-forgiveness. So if there's a situation, an individual, an event, something like that, that you hold ill will about because, something nasty happened there, and you feel that there's a person who owes you an apology, something like that, have a look at that whole situation and see what part of that was your doing. How did you react? Did you dive right in, or did you stand back and not share? Did you, what was your part in it? If you are supremely, totally proud of the way that you responded or reacted in that whole situation, then keep that feeling, completely keep that feeling, and bring it in deeper and further to you. And it won't take very long before you realize that that's all that's necessary. If there's any part of you that feels like, oh, I wish that I had not responded in that way, then it's time to really have a look at that, how you did respond. Why do you not like that? Is that a trigger? Is that, did you just go off like that and not really think about your response? So it was a knee-jerk response? What was it? Examine all the aspects of that. And then when you realize what it is that you didn't like about your own part in the situation, then you need to decide what it is that you would have liked to be like instead of that. So that then, you can, in your thoughts, you can educate yourself, you can learn more, you can play out the scenario as you wanted it to come out. And that way you're much better prepared for the next time a similar situation comes up. And that way you can stop yourself right at the beginning and say, okay, I've learned this now. This is what I want to do instead. And so then you can do that, and afterwards, maybe it didn't quite go how you envisioned it, but then you can tweak it a bit more and a bit more, right? And that's how you change your own self, you change your reactions, you assist yourself to grow. Beautiful. And so then, once you've forgiven yourself for your old behavior, that's when you can truly move on. And that's when you realize that there is nobody else needed to forgive, like to offer forgiveness to, nor to receive forgiveness from. It's all about your relationship with yourself. Okay, what a great reading, and we'll just leave it there, Aries. So if I can get you, though, to hang around for another minute, we will, as always, offer healing and love to the whole rest of the world. We all need this right now? Everyone I know needs this, including myself. So let's all give. Oh, and let's all receive. Thank you so much. Okay, it's been a lovely reading. I appreciate you, Aries, and I will see you next time.